Hi everybody, this is Lord Magicus, and we're going to play Bant Spirits in Historic this week. So, we've played Historic in here before, but it's mostly just been best of one stuff, so I want to try doing something a little bit different with this. I'm going to do best of three, and I'm going to try to structure this similar to how we do the leagues on here, so we have at least one match every day to watch. We'll see how this turns out. Yeah, so let's look at this list. Our main deck is basically the same here. The main difference is we took out Brazen Borrower and we put in Collected Companies. So there are four of them here. I don't know why it's not showing all four of them. Can I change it like this? Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Like when I show it like this, it doesn't actually show that there's four Collected Companies for some reason. That looked. Oh no, it does. Okay, so. It's so hard to see that though. Like there is a little X4 here, which is part of the cloud. So well, all right. But yeah, so I cut two, or well, I think I had like two Brazen Borrowers in my list, and then I don't even remember what else it was that we were playing before this. Maybe like a Shacklegeist and something else. A Rally of Wings? I'm not sure. I thought we always had these three, but in any case, this is what I want to run with. Oh no, I know what it was. It was two Borrowers and two Hanged Executioners. That was the four cards. See, I know. Yeah, alright. And I mean, Borrower and Hanged Executioner are both perfectly fine cards in here, but I think I want everything else that's in here right now. So if we look at our deck statistics, we have 27 creatures, which I think is pretty good for a Collected Company. That's like right on that line where like you probably don't want any less creatures than this, but this should be okay. We have 22 lands to help support casting it. We're generally just casting it when we're trying to like finish the games, and we can hold this up at instant speed, which is really nice. I like how the art pops up in here, so I'm constantly doing this. Oh yeah, and there's even the quote, "We enter a new world together" on it. Huh. I didn't notice that. Like the flavor text, I can't like move the mouse to it, but there's a flavor text on the screen that's like right here, like underneath where it says like flying and stuff. That's cool. I never noticed that they add the flavor text for those cards there. So it doesn't show up on the actual card here, just there. So yeah, I think Collected Company is worth splashing for. The format has a lot more serious cards in it now, and there's a lot more serious decks. Like Thoughtseize and Wrath of God are both like huge additions to this. We had what is it? We had Shatter the Skies, which was almost like Wrath of God, except sometimes you got to draw a card. But Wrath of God is just like strictly better. It's like the premier removal for this format at this point. And yeah, Thoughtseize is just incredibly strong in those decks. What else? Bolas's Citadel is now like a really important deck that you have to be prepared for. It's one of the reasons I actually wanted to play best of three now, because I'm not sure how we're going to beat the Citadel deck unless we sideboard in stuff. So I want to be sideboarding Grafdigger's Cages against that deck, because they play both Citadel and Collected Company, which both rely on casting or putting cards into play from the library. So they can't Collected Company creatures in because of the first effect, and they can't cast things with Citadel due to the second effect. So Grafdigger's Cage is very strong against them, so we can just clean swap out our companies, because Cage will turn off Collected Company against that deck, and so yeah, that's a pretty easy swap. Yeah, and I put just a few other random cards in here for some of the other decks. Deputy of Detention is always a nice thing to Coco into when you need to like exile a permanent. Kira's fine against like removal heavy decks. Baffling End, if there's like issues with creatures, we have a nice removal spell for it. Mystical Dispute to bring in against control decks is always fun. And Settle the Wreckage, I think that this is a card we probably want against goblins. I'm not sure about that, but it feels like that's probably a good idea, because they might just be attacking for like a billion, so like some copies of this might just be fine, but I'm not sure. This feels like a card that Spirits probably wants to play against some deck. I'm just not sure which ones it is yet. So I haven't played a whole lot of best of 3, but I played like a few matches of it, so I have some idea of like what to expect. But maybe there are some decks where if you just settle the wreckage, it buys you like 1 or 2 turns at least. So hopefully you can mount some sort of counterattack in the meantime. Other than that, like, yeah, everything else here is basically the same. We don't have a better 1-drop than this yet, so we have to keep this. We're going to keep Lofty Denials in the main deck so we can board in up to 7 counter spells versus control if we want to. And other than that, I think this is fine. So we're going to run this, and we're going to try to do this in the normal style of matches. So it'll be best of 3, so we're going to have probably 1 match for each day. So we'll see how this goes, and I will see you in a minute. Hey everybody, we're back. So here we go. We're gonna play first. Unfortunately, I don't think we can keep this hand, so we have to mulligan. This is a little bit better. I think we're just gonna put Rally of Wings in the bottom. Play this tapped. See what we're up against. Forest, Llanowar Elves, okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff that could be. I think we'll start with Supreme Phantom. Then we have the option of holding up Rattle Chains or Lofty Denial. And this Lofty Denial might be meaningful if we're up against like a ramp deck. Neat. Okay. So nothing here. They didn't have another land, so that's... Or no, they just played Land Pass, so they had nothing else to do, so... I don't know, maybe this Denial is just going to be very strong. And if they don't do anything, I'm just going to flash in Rattle Chain, so... I don't think you want to do this. This is such a greedy attack. You know I'm a Spirits deck, like... Yeah. So I'm guessing this might be a flash deck? Censor. Okay. Well, we can repeat the same trick with Nebelgast now. So maybe this is like blue-green flash. Maybe we have to be worried about stuff like Night Pack Ambusher or something. Okay. Well, I have to kind of do something here, so... I really need more lands, because I need to be able to play this Phantom and then, like, hold up this Denial. I don't know when we're going to use it, but it's going to be hard. Because they just seem to be sitting on a bunch of flash spells that I can't really do much about. They're all censors, apparently. Alright, finally we stick this again. Well, this is good. 4 mana means we have Collected Company up, so... We have our Denial still. They've used 2 of their counter spells, so that's nice. If we can just run them out of cards and then cast Company, that might be enough. Yeah. I don't think that's the one that we want to fight over. Yeah, see, that's the one we want to fight over. No, I'm not going to block this. What I'm going to do is just cast Company while they're tapped out. I don't think a borrower is going to be attacking. Ah, shit. Yeah, I can't do anything about it. So... Tap down Borrower. This might be okay, though. I'm not going to block that. That's not doing anything. I think they're dead. Okay, cool. We took game 1 against this deck. So this seems to be some kind of blue-green flash deck, so we probably want Mystical Dispute. What is not good against them? Honestly, all of these cards seem like they're probably fine, but maybe Rally of Wings is going to be hard to activate. I think maybe there is an argument to maybe bring in Kira because it turns off Brazen Borrower. But I don't think that's the problem, though. I think that if we just hold up more flash stuff, like having Mystical Dispute probably helps a lot. I mean, maybe Deputy, but like, I don't know what else to take out. Like, I think we pretty much want to keep all these cards. Like, Nebelgast is pretty good. Even Shacklegeist, if we can stick that, is actually pretty good. Why doesn't that one come up? When I mouse over the rest of these all come up, but Shacklegeist for some reason doesn't. So, yeah, I think we're just going to run this like this. Alright, let's see how this goes. So we're up a game, we just... Yeah, it should be fun. I anticipate Spirits will be a good deck to fight this. Because we have like mostly flying creatures and we also have lots of tempo-y things and counterspells, so we can probably like out-flash the flash deck if we really need to. But I guess the question is, do we want to make... Yeah, like a lot of times, do we want to make them have Censor, or do we just not want to play around it? Yeah. I'm not sure what's better. Maybe because I guess the problem is like if we delay ourselves by a turn, like they can just cycle it for a card anyway. They're still sideboarding. Okay, here we go. Game 2. Hopefully we don't need to go to Game 3, but we'll see. We're on the draw this time. So we have Lano. So they're kind of playing the Flash deck because they have like Borrower and Frilled Mystic and Censor, but they're on like the bigger version of it that has like Llanowar Alpha and Nissa, so I think I keep this. This Collected Company is really tempting. Like, I think if we resolve this card, like, we're doing great, so let's just get this Siren Storm Tamer out. Well, then we can play Temple Garden tapped and hold up to... Actually, I don't know, maybe we should shock ourselves. We don't have to, though. Like, this... I could play this in turn 3 and then this in turn 4. If I shock myself, I guarantee like they know what's going on. Okay. Alright. Now I kind of feel like here I do want to shock myself because they'll be at 5 mana to cast Nissa next turn, so... I want this Mystical Dispute to be able to counter Nissa if they cast it right now. So if they don't do anything, I don't have to do anything. I mean, I can play this. This is free. Okay, they just gave up. Alright. well, that was short. But we did win, so that's a plus. There we go. So we beat Blue-Green Flash. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how these go. If the rest of these end up being shorter, then maybe I'll double up on some of them. I think because this one also has the deck tech with it, it's going to be a little bit longer. So we'll see. I have to... This is all kind of experimental right now, but I'm trying to figure this out as we go along. So I'll try to get these balanced to the amount of time that I usually spend in playing this stuff. So yeah, so there we go. That was our match for today. So we'll play some more tomorrow. So take it easy, everybody. I will see you then.